Hi friends, and welcome to Ouroboros Tarot. Today we are asking, who is it that is thinking about you? And I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from today. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the group that sits right with your energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hello Pile 1, and welcome to your reading on who is thinking about you. We are going to use the oracles to see who this person is, what the current energy is between the two of you. That way you'll know whether or not this is your pile. And if it does resonate, then we will get into what it is that they are thinking about when it comes to you. So, to start Pile 1, let's go ahead and start with who it is. And for that, we have the Judge. The light attributes are balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. And the shadow attributes are offering only destructive criticism, misusing business, legal, or criminal authority. We have the Shark, the Dragon, and we have the Goose, and the keyword is aggressive. When it comes to the current energy between the two of you, we have number 21, cutting through. We have number 13, the Initiator, with the affirmation, I overcome resistance and do what must be done now. We have Trickery, and we have the Animal. Okay, so who is it that's thinking of you, Pile 1? It feels very, it feels like this person either is just as a person, a very confrontational person, or this is somebody who you recently had some sort of confrontation with, in which they shared some truths or made some realizations about how they were feeling, or about what it is that they were wanting to say, or about who it is that they truly are, that kind of came to light recently. This person seems to be somebody who may not necessarily be in touch with their emotions entirely, or it takes them a while to process their emotions or to understand why they are acting or reacting the way in which that they are. But there is an element here of like taking responsibility or acknowledging that that is theirs and theirs alone to kind of hone in on. But yeah, it feels like this is somebody who has had a realization recently, and with this comes truth that needs to come out. And because of this, it feels like when it comes to what's happening energetically between the two of you, there is a lot of understandings and a lot of realizations happening for the two of you in this connection as well. This is definitely somebody that you have some sort of connection with. And it feels like there was a very strong desire, either just from this person or from both of you, to get to what is essential, to clear the air or lay everything out on the table in some sort of way and remove any sort of confusion about whatever's going on between the two of you. So if that is resonating, if that sounds like somebody that you know, if that sounds like a person that is thinking of you, let's go ahead and we will look into what their thoughts are of you, what they're thinking about. What is it that pile one's person, what is it that this person is thinking about? What are their thoughts? What's coming through? What is this person thinking about? So we have Justice. We have the Four of Pentacles. What is this person thinking about? What are their thoughts? Knight of Wands. The Hierophant and Strength. Why is Justice here? Please clarify Justice. We have the Hanged Man and the Knight of Cups. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Please clarify. We have the Moon. Why is the Knight of Wands here? We have the King of Swords. Why is the Hierophant here? Okay. We have the Three of Swords and the Four of Wands. Interesting. And then why is Strength here? We have the Nine of Cups. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So what is this person thinking of when it comes to you? I feel like for some of you, there may have been what this truth was that needed to come out had to do with a betrayal of some kind, or a third party energy interfering. There's with the Three of Cups being the bottom of the deck energy, it feels like there are other influences outside of just the two of you that could potentially be affecting this connection or affecting how this person is feeling or thinking. But it feels like regardless of what has happened in the past, regardless of what this third party energy is, this person recognizes either their own heartbreak in perhaps them not having been honest with themselves about their feelings or about what their desires were, or they're recognizing the heartbreak that they caused you by not being honest and forthright from the very beginning. I feel like for some of you, this person may very well want something more. If this is a romantic type of connection, this person is wanting something more, is either wanting something more serious, more traditional, or is recognizing the truth of what your expectations are or what your desires are. And it feels like perhaps the two of you are not necessarily on the same page about that. It feels like this person is recognizing that there are so many opportunities to be more open, to be more open-hearted, but their fears get in the way of allowing themselves to open up their heart to you, for a variety of reasons. But there's definitely, this person is definitely feeling confused about whether or not the two of you are on the same page about what it is that you want. And the message that's coming through is that either this person feels as though or is concerned that their hopes, their dreams, their desires for this connection are something that might be a little bit too demanding, too headstrong for you, or vice versa, where they feel as though they may be rushed or pushed into something that doesn't necessarily fit with where it is that they want to be currently in life. It feels like they feel a little bit out of touch, or like even though things have come to light recently, there's still a lot that has been left unsaid, or there's still a lot that's somewhat unknown. And because of this, they feel a sense of analysis paralysis. where they're not necessarily sure what the best course of action is to take, but they know that things have not come into balance fully quite yet. There's also this battle going on between, like in this person, between their head and their heart. Or between their desires, their passions, and what is logical. Let's go ahead and pull some oracles and see if anything else comes through that I've missed. What is this person's current thoughts about pile 1? What are their current thoughts, Spirit? Please clarify. We have cosmic exploration. What are their current thoughts? We have in between worlds. We have the weight of truth. There it is coming out again. And if we look at this particular image, we see 3 circles above this person's head and then 3 teardrops. It's very much so the same imagery as this 3 of swords with the 3 teardrops here. They're thinking about something that has come to light, whether or not this is something that is their own heartbreak or the heartbreak that they have caused you. It's heavy on their mind. They feel the weight of it. It's not something that they're taking lightly. And I get the feeling that they're under the impression currently that the 2 of you are in a state of limbo. And there's just a lot of confusion. This person feels very, very confused. Let's get one more. What are this person's thoughts when it comes to pile 1? And then we have labyrinth. Again, confusion. This person has their eyes closed. They're holding their head as if they're distraught, and their thoughts are appearing, and it's a maze. There's a lot of confusion here. And then on the back of the deck, we have cornucopia. This person feels as though there's still a lot of potential for this connection, and really hopes that there is a future in some capacity. However, it feels like they're not sure what's going to happen next. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull some advice for you guys. Let me go grab my cards. Okay. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? Okay, we have perseverance and we have gratitude. So perseverance says, it seems you're on a massive journey right now, and this card has arrived to remind you that you will reach the other side. The mountain you're climbing is huge and formidable, but so is your ability to climb it. You don't need to enjoy it, you just need to tackle it. Complain if it makes the job easier, blow off steam. You think mountain climbers get to the top of Everest on inspirational quotes? No way. They're grunting and crying and cursing like freaking pirates. That just doesn't sell a lot of posters. And we have gratitude. Today, I am grateful for all of the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can be at least a little grateful for, like hot showers and music and the fact that humans invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at any given moment. So it feels to me like at this moment in time, there's this message here with these 2 cards to really focus on your own nourishment, focus on your own comfort, and focus on things that bring you joy, especially if they are outside of this connection. Obviously, take these as they resonate for you, first and foremost. There's many, many ways to interpret these cards. This is what's coming through for me, but advice is a very personal thing. So please listen to your intuition first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, Pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. And hopefully I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on what it is, or who is it that is thinking about you. And we're going to look into this person's energy, see who they are. We're going to look into what the energy between the two of you is, so you'll know whether or not this is someone that is in fact thinking of you. You'll know whether or not this is your pile. And then, of course, we will pull tarot and we will see what their thoughts actually are on you. So let's move these. These are for later. When it comes to who this person is, Pile 2, we have the Mystic. The light attribute is revels an intimate union with the divine. And the shadow attribute is delusional rapport with the divine. We also have Father. The light attributes are talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. And the shadow attributes are dictatorial, Jesus Christ, control, abuse of authority. We also have the cheetah, and we have the deer. When it comes to the current energy between the two of you, we have number 7, organized discipline, the forest, number 40, the homebody. The affirmation is, I enjoy the secure base I have made for myself and my loved ones. And we have despondence. Okay, so this one's kind of interesting. I feel like there's a few different ways to interpret these cards, and I feel like it's going to be different depending on the circumstances. But this feels like it's a connection that is no longer in contact, or it's a connection with very limited contact. And what I'm picking up on is that this is somebody who could have potentially really triggered or reopened some father type of wounds within you. But another thing that's coming through is that this is somebody who goes after what it is that they want without much thought for the aftermath. Like, this seems to be somebody who is pretty impulsive, a fairly impulsive person, who feels a great deal of entitlement. It feels like this person has undergone some changes recently, or is at least trying to portray themselves as somebody who's undergone changes recently. But it feels like it's something that perhaps you have experienced or seen from a distance rather than something that you have actually experienced for yourself. And it feels like when it comes to what's going on between the two of you currently, it feels like the two of you, or at least you, have really retreated into yourself. It feels like this connection is a connection, or was a connection, that didn't necessarily make you feel the best about yourself. And it feels like that's something that's somewhat in the past. And with organized discipline here, I get the feeling that for a lot of you, this person may be in your life again or may have returned. But it seems like the two of you are at arm's length from one another. And it feels like there's curiosity here around one another, but there's also an underlying fear of potentially being hurt again, potentially repeating the same mistakes again. It doesn't necessarily feel like that's what's going to happen. It feels like there's temptation here to perhaps pursue or explore that curiosity. But with homebody here, the affirmation is, I enjoy the secure base I have made for myself and my loved ones. And it feels like this may not actually have the potential to be rekindled simply because of boundaries that are being put into place by you. It feels like this person really did a number on you, and you grew and evolved, but it was like unnecessary. Yeah. Like it feels like you have outgrown whatever this connection was. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So if that sounds like somebody you know who is thinking of you, let's go ahead and look into what this person's thoughts are. Here comes Lily. Lily, can you please stay over there? Okay. What are pile 2's person's thoughts on pile 2? What are this person's thoughts on pile 2? Okay, we have the Lovers. We have the Star. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Sun. Okay, and then we have the Two of Wands. So let's go ahead and make some room here. Why is the Lovers here, Spirit? Please clarify the Lovers. We have the Moon. Why is the Star here? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Page of Wands here? We have the Devil. Why is the Sun here? Okay, we have the Seven of Cups and we have Strength. And why is the Two of Wands here? We have the Four of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay, so what is this person thinking about when they think of you? It feels like they've... I actually want to clarify one more thing. Why is the Lovers and the Moon here? Please clarify the Lovers and the Moon. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. When this person thinks of you, they think of... They kind of go down a rabbit hole, is what I would say. They go down the rabbit hole of remembering the potential of what this could have been, And then their fears get the better of them, and they begin to tell themselves that you are much better off without them, which, based on what I was seeing in the cards prior, it feels as though that's something that you yourself feel as well. But this person feels, I would say, confused by what you're up to. Like they're curious, but they don't have the answers about what you're up to now. There's a lot of hope for clarity with the Ace of Swords here. This is a fresh start. This is new ideas. It feels as though this person is having aha moments. This person has reflected on things, and there's a desire here to kind of clear the air, start fresh in some sort of way. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily feel as though, like I said, when I was talking about who this person is, it feels as though they might appear like they've evolved or changed in some sort of way. But I don't actually see that here. I see somebody who recognizes that there was something very special about this connection. There's definitely longing here. There's like a hope for the future. There's a hope that perhaps fate will bring the two of you back together at one point. But at the same time, with the sun here, this is healing energy, and we have two cards coming out. And the first one is the Seven of Cups. It feels like this person doesn't actually want to put in the effort or put all of their eggs into the healing basket. And if we look at the Strength card is an image of a woman, and there's a lion, which is representative of Leo. And then with the sun here, this is also Leo energy. Hi, Lily. It's also Leo energy, and it feels like with the sun being something that's like so warming and it's heartwarming, and it's healing, it's healing inner child wounds. And when I look at this image, the image that I'm seeing is somebody kind of, typically, like, this wouldn't be the message that comes through, but the image that I'm seeing for this particular message is that this woman is closing her eyes and turning her face away from this sun energy, is kind of what the message that I'm getting. And it's also an image that's at night. The moon is out. It's, again, indicative of like things needing to come to the surface that haven't come yet, and there's a lot of shadow still surrounding this person, still surrounding this situation, and it doesn't seem like they're willing to release that shadowy aspect of whatever it is that needs to be released. The Devil is definitely a card of shadows, and the Page of Wands is about exploring or adventures, and it feels like there's a lot of the thoughts that they're having are realizations about where they are falling short, or where they are kind of holding themselves back from experiencing real freedom or real love. But at the end of the day, they don't necessarily know how to accept that kind of warmth or that kind of blessing from another person. It feels like they're recognizing that they put themselves into a box, or that they create the harm that they're currently going through. There's recognition here, but an inability or a lack of passion when it comes to actually changing things entirely. I also want to clarify this Two of Wands and the Four of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands and the Four of Wands here? So we have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Swords. It feels like they're considering reaching out. They're considering apologizing. The Page of Cups is definitely a card about apologies, about emotional offers, but the Knight of Swords is a very impulsive card. It's very fast-moving energy, and it's reminding me of the cheetah, that impulsive going after what it is that you want without having much thought for the consequences of that later on. It feels like they're on the cusp of deciding whether or not they want to reconnect in some sort of way. But they're just not, they recognize that they're not actually in a healthy space. Let's see what else comes through with some oracles. What are this person's thoughts when it comes to pile 2? We have gifts to the portal, the one who needs to control, under a spell, and your light. And on the back of the deck we have scry mirror. It feels like this person is acknowledging the specialness or the sweetness that you bring, that you are, that you emanate. But there's also acknowledgement here that they are unable, for whatever reason, to be entirely vulnerable, to let their walls down. It feels like they are somebody who's fairly self-protective, and because of that, they don't necessarily trust themselves because there's so much fear involved with them. Well, it feels like this person is recognizing that it's not you, it's them. That's what the aha moment is. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. What advice is there for pile 2 when it comes to this connection? We have vitality. I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Each cell is a warrior. Everyone has its own sword and shield. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. What advice is there? And letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happened. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. These cards are, the message that's coming through to me is that these cards are kind of affirming that if you've already moved away from this person, away from this connection, you were right in listening to yourself. If this is something that you're still kind of in and you feel as though you're struggling, the messages that are coming through are messages of focusing on yourself and taking care of yourself first and foremost, and releasing things that are harmful to you, releasing people or thoughts, things like that. But obviously take these as they resonate for you first and foremost. Trust your intuition above anyone else's. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 2. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you today, and I hope that I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile 3, and welcome to your reading on who is thinking about you. We are going to look at the oracles to see who this person is. We'll also look into what the energy between the two of you is currently, so you'll know whether or not this is somebody that you know and this is your pile. And from there, we will pull tarot to see what their thoughts of you actually are. I have more oracles to pull for clarification, for further insight. And then, of course, we will get advice at the very end. So, to start pile 3, when it comes to who this person is, we have the Virgin. The light attribute is maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and the shadow attribute is fear of intimate union. We have Warrior. The light attributes are strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. And the shadow attributes are trading ethical principles for victory at any cost, indifference to the suffering inflicted on others. We have Peacock and the Black Bear, with the keyword being pace. When it comes to what the current energies of this connection between the two of you are, we have number 54, careful affection. Joplin. Sorry, my dog is... There's a lot of activity going on right now in my apartment complex. So we have number 54, careful affection. We have number 19, the uniter. I know love has come to unite me with my beloved. We also have number 35, easy progress, fault line, and balance. Okay, so who's thinking of you, pile 3? The first thing I would say is that this person is somebody that you are very attracted to, or is somebody that you recognize as someone who is conventionally attractive, somebody who others are drawn to, or somebody who is easy on the eyes, cares about their appearance perhaps, but they definitely receive attention from others based on their appearance. I do feel as though this is a romantic connection that's happening here, or at least a connection that has it's a physical connection, if anything. But the person who is thinking about you seems to be somebody who, despite what your opinions might be, for them, based on their own experiences, it feels like they are really putting themselves out there, like stepping outside of their comfort zone. When it comes to being vulnerable, being intimate, opening up their heart to you, showing aspects of themselves to you, this seems to be somebody who is definitely outside of their comfort zone. More than likely because they don't have a lot of experience with connections that go really deep, or connections that have a lot of potential for the future. And it seems like this is somebody who sees that there is a lot of potential in the connection that they share with you. This is somebody who sees the specialness or the blessing that they have been given, but it doesn't take away their fear. They're actively having to challenge those fears, challenge those old thought patterns or old behaviors that aren't serving them in this connection. I get the feeling that for you may feel as though this person is very slow to open up or is very slow to progress things. But I would say that this person probably feels a little bit different than that. They feel as though they're listening to how far they can try new things before it turns into something where it's not a pleasant experience for them. It feels like they're listening to themselves and the rate in which they are willing to make these really big changes, what feels like really big changes to them. When it comes to what is going on in this connection, it kind of feels the same. It feels like things may be going very slowly with careful affection here. It may feel as though things aren't progressing as quickly as they could, or as you think that they should. But at the same time, progress is being made regardless. Things are moving forward. With the Uniter here, there is acknowledgement that there are deep feelings here. There is the potential for this to turn into something much more serious if it hasn't already. Taking it to the next level, whatever that means for you guys. But it does feel as though there's like a push and a pull, or some conflict regarding the rate in which this connection changes, grows, expands. But with the fault line here, it feels as though everyone involved is aware or feels the energetic shifts that are happening, feels the changes that are happening, it feels like the air is electric, or like one image or one thought that comes to mind is like, it's almost like when you can smell the rain before it has started. It's like there's an awareness, there's all of this energy that's being built up, and the both of you recognize that things are progressing. It's destined to go to the next level. But yeah, if that is something that resonates for you, if this sounds like someone you know, a connection that you have with someone, then this is your reading. And let's go ahead and look into what this person's thoughts are when it comes to you. What are pile 3's person's thoughts on pile 3? What are they thinking of? What are their current thoughts? Okay. So we have the Tower, the Page of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Why is the Tower here? We have the World and the Page of Cups. Why is the Page of Wands here? We have the Knight of Swords. Why is the Queen of Wands here? Please clarify the Queen of Wands. We have the Four of Cups. Why is the Eight of Wands here? Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Three of Cups. And why is the Three of Pentacles here? Why is the Three of Pentacles here, Spirit? We have the Hanged Man. And on the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. Where do I want to put this? Maybe I'll put it right there. Okay, so what are this person's current thoughts of you? So we know who's thinking about you. What are they thinking about? Again, it feels like the two of you are definitely, at least from this person's perspective, are definitely on the same page. This person is very much so aware of the profound changes that are happening within this connection, or that are about to happen within this connection. There's expansion going on here. There are things that are no longer serving, or that the two of you have outgrown together, and it seems as though this person is recognizing that you're ready to move on to the next phase, to the next cycle, in this connection. And it seems like this person is very much so open to these changes, open to these new ideas or to these new experiences, but they do recognize that they somewhat feel like a fish out of water. But I see a lot of courage here. I see a lot of bravery here. I don't see somebody who's shying away from this or resisting this in the slightest. I do feel as though they don't necessarily know if what they are doing is enough for you. It feels like they may feel somewhat rejected in the sense of them putting themselves out there may not seem like that big of a deal to you. And I think that's a very specific message, and if it doesn't resonate, it's probably because it's not a message for you, but that is a specific message coming through with this Queen of Wands and this Four of Cups. It feels like they feel as though you know what it is that you want, you know what it is that you're looking for, and they're doing their best to provide that in the ways in which feel right to them. And at the same time, they're concerned, or they feel as though already those offers are somewhat not good enough. But there's like a lot of excitement here. There's a lot of, it feels to me, especially with this Eight of Wands here and the Tower, that even if you're seeing them as somebody who is slow to progress or slow in the pace that they take when it comes to relationships, for them, it feels like everything is happening very quickly. It feels like everything is happening very quickly for them, and it also feels like it's very natural for things to be happening the way that they are. Things are very smoothly falling into place for them. And they want to give their heart to you. They definitely see you as their counterpart, their equal, their partner. They see you as somebody that they are very compatible with, that complements them very beautifully. There's a lot of love and excitement here, care for you. And I would say there's a lot of there's a lot of ease. There's not a lot of worry here or concern for how things are going or what they need to do. It feels like there's a lot of trust that has been placed on just the divineness of this, I guess, like the divine timing of everything, how everything is falling into place. There's a lot of trust or blind faith that everything is happening as it should for this connection, and it's meant to be, and therefore they don't have to overthink it, is kind of, this person, I would say, feels secure. But let's keep going. What is it that pile three's person is thinking about? So we have the Weight of Truth, Calm Within Transformation, Smother, Alchemy, and then on the back of the deck we have Body. How interesting. I think that I kind of get the feeling that for some of you, this person feels as though you don't have the same sort of faith in where this connection is headed as they do. Like there's a much stronger need to try to control how things are going, or a much stronger need to make things happen in a certain way or in a certain time frame for you than there is for them. And I get the feeling that if that is the case, if that's something that's resonating for you, it's something that somewhat overwhelms them. And it doesn't seem as though this is something that's making them want to run away or avoid this situation. It's more so like there's a desire within them that things could happen a bit more naturally or a bit more at its natural pace rather than a forced one. But there isn't fear here. With calm within, transformation, alchemy, body, I would say that this person recognizes that there is a very strong attraction to you. This person feels as though there's a lot of magic for this connection within this connection. And this person recognizes that there are a lot of opportunities for personal development and growth on a soul level from having met you. And this is for the both of you. They see opportunities for the both of you to grow and evolve into the highest versions of yourselves. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? What is it that their guides would like them to hear, to know about this connection? What advice is there? Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. And playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins puts sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. I think the big takeaway for me that I'm seeing here is this reminder from Spirit to enjoy the ride rather than focusing on the destination. Obviously, take these as they resonate for you first and foremost. You know your situation best and your intuition is strongest. So always listen to yourself first. But those are the messages that are coming through on my end. But thank you so much, Pile 3, for giving me this chance to read for you today. Hopefully, I will have an opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, Pile 4, and welcome to your reading asking the question, who is thinking about you? So these oracles here are going to show us the energy of who this person is, the energy of what is going on between the two of you. If this sounds like somebody you know, if this sounds like a connection that you have with someone, then you'll know that this is in fact your pile. We will pull tarot to see what these thoughts that this person is having are. We'll also pull more oracles to get some clarification, get a little bit more in depth to see what it is that's going through their mind. And lastly, pile 4, we will go ahead and we will get advice at the very end. So, to start, pile 4, when it comes to who this person is, we have the Advocate. The light attribute is inspires you to put compassion into action, and the shadow attribute is embracing negative causes or committing to causes for personal gain. We also have the Earthworm and the Trout, and the key word is sparkle. When it comes to the energies going on between the two of you, we have number 10, treading carefully. Number 10, the Teacher. The affirmation is, I study and share wisdom with those who will value it. We also have Soulmate, the Vision, and Destiny. Okay, so the first thing that stood out to me for these particular cards is that with every other pile, there were more cards that flew out besides this one to represent who this person is. And based on the cards that came out here, there's less of them, first of all. But then also the energy of these cards is representative of somebody who is very, very genuine. It seems like what you see is what you get, or their actions and their words definitely line up. There's not a lot of doubt when it comes to who this person is, what this person stands for, what this person wants, how this person feels. It feels like they are very authentic. They're living authentically their best lives. Like they're just genuine people. It feels very warm. It feels very inviting, very welcoming, and also very safe. This person feels like a very safe person. But that's not to say that this person is boring by any means. With the trout here and the keyword being sparkle, this person is somebody who you're more than likely attracted to. But definitely is somebody who others are drawn to, who catches the eyes of others, whether or not this is because of physical attraction or whether it's because their energy or their vibe is just so appealing, or it could be both. There's definitely a magnetism to this person because they are so beautifully themselves. With the earthworm here, it does feel as though this person is trying something new or does not have a lot of experience currently in something that is happening in their lives, and they're not an expert in it. But there's an openness to them and a willingness to learn, a willingness to try new things. There's kindness here. There's a gentleness here. And yeah, like the biggest word I could use to describe this person from what I'm seeing is somebody who feels secure in themselves, and it radiates outward and helps others feel secure or safe in themselves as well. In all of yourself, like your flaws, your strengths, your shortcomings, everything. There's a feeling of being allowed to show that or feeling seen by this person in a way that is full of compassion and non-judgment. So that, just based on these three cards, like the energy is just it's so positive, uplifting. When I look at what is currently going on between the two of you, if this sounds like somebody you know, let's look at what the current energy going on between the two of you is. And it feels like the two of you are more than likely in some sort of romantic connection with soulmate here. It doesn't have to be the case. There are platonic soulmates, things like that, but it does feel as though this is more than likely a romantic type of connection where the two of you are absolutely on the same page. It feels like both of you have a common goal for this connection or a common end game for this. Either for this connection, or it could also be that the two of you have goals for yourselves that are in alignment with each other, and it kind of blends perfectly together. Either way, there's definitely like a future thinking mindset when it comes to this connection. This isn't something that's being taken day by day. There's an element here of like taking this as something very seriously, acknowledging that there's something very special happening between the two of you, where both of you have the opportunity to step outside of your comfort zone or grow in a way that you didn't necessarily think was possible. It feels like this connection is really providing both of you opportunities to learn. Like both of you are teachers to one another. But with treading carefully here, it does feel like perhaps when it comes to relationships themselves, one of you may be a little bit more comfortable in that type of setting, in that type of connection. But either way, there's like this element of this being something serious or being treated as something serious rather than something like a fling or something casual. I would say that both of you feel as though on a soul level, the two of you are very much so connected. So if that resonates for you, if this sounds like somebody you know, let's go ahead and look into their feelings, or not their feelings, their thoughts, what their thoughts are. So we know that this person is thinking of you. What are their thoughts? What are pile 4's person's thoughts on pile 4? What is it that they're thinking about? Okay, so we have the King of Swords. We have the Moon. We have the Two of Wands, the Page of Cups. I'm going to shuffle one more time. Actually, twice. I feel like I should do it twice. What are pile 4's person's thoughts? We also have the Three of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. Why is the Moon here? We have the Two of Cups. And then, I grabbed it, so we're going to take it. The King of Pentacles. Why is the Two of Wands here? We have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the Page of Cups here? We have the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. And why is the Three of Swords here? Nine of Cups, Temperance, and the Six of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Pentacles. I would say that this person, with the Nine of Pentacles being the bottom of the deck energy, it feels like this person feels very much so like they're standing in their power. Like obviously from what I was picking up on earlier, we know that this person is somebody who is very secure in themselves. But it feels like they're recognizing that this is a connection that allows them to maintain that security. Like they're not having to give part of themselves up or sacrifice something within themselves in order to maintain this connection. There's definitely an element here, I would say, of gratitude. I think like one thing that's coming through, and this is a really specific message, and it's not going to resonate for all of you, but there are some of you who have taught this person ways in which to become more empowered financially, or like just in terms of stability, like life stability. There is definitely like an element of them. And it might not even be something, in all honesty, that you intentionally have done, but this is, like I said, this is such a forward-thinking type of connection, a future-thinking type of connection. It feels as though this person is really, regardless of whether or not you've intended it to be this way, it feels like this connection or the feelings that this person has for you have really kind of highlighted the areas in their life that are in need of a little bit more stability, or in need of a little bit more elbow grease or nurturing in order to solidify the future of this connection. Like there's more. I hope that's making sense. That's what I'm seeing. I see somebody who is thinking about their goals in a financial way, in a earthy way, like in terms of like, where are we going to live maybe, or what kind of job would I want that would, bring about a work-life balance, things like that, things that are very practical. There are certain goals in this person's life that they're now considering that perhaps they never deemed important, because they see the importance of it when it comes to the future of your connection. And I get the feeling that they are somebody who is aware that they're not a perfect person. Like I see a lot of self-reflection here, all in the name of like personal growth, all in the name of simply becoming a version of themselves that makes them the most happy. And I see that this person is looking at themselves from a very logical perspective, not one that's full of insecurity or self-hate or resentment or anything like that, but more so is looking at themselves from a very logical perspective, and they're recognizing that perhaps they don't have all of the answers, or perhaps they aren't the most well equipped to handle these new experiences that life is kind of handing to them. But they're not trying to pretend like they do know how to handle these things like a professional. It seems like they're willing to put in the work, as well as keep an open mind and be open to opportunities presenting themselves. They seem so open-minded and open to this connection, as well as open to life just in general. I think it's interesting that we have the King and the Queen of Pentacles. This again is like soulmate energy. This is somebody who's recognizing that the two of you are very compatible, meant to be together, do well together. And they feel secure in this connection, in the sense of they don't feel as though they're having to fight for your attention or anything like that. They feel chosen. They feel cared for. They feel like this connection is one that has provided, or is providing opportunities for healing things that are no longer serving them. Like this connection has opened up their eyes in a lot of ways, regardless of whether or not you're aware of it. And a lot of the things that perhaps they've been holding on to that were inhibiting them from growing further, or were inhibiting them from their own happiness. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. There's this recognition that the two of you could really build something long term. And not only that, but like the two of you, from their perspective, work really well together when it comes to navigating one another's wounds. Like, you guys don't do more harm than you do good. There's like a gentleness that they're recognizing. It's all very sweet. They feel very positive about the future, hopeful, open. Let's see what else comes through. What is it that pile 4's person is thinking about? What's on their mind about pile 4? What is it that pile 4 is thinking about? Okay, so we have dependency. We have protect your heart. We have slimy. Love grows love, body as a house, and on the back of the deck we have under a spell. I feel like So what I'm getting from this has to do with this 10 of Wands and this 3 of Swords. It feels like it may be, rather than like both of you have things that you're navigating through in terms of your healing, it may be more so this person has past wounds from past connections that have kind of followed them, even though those experiences, those things are no longer current. And it feels like they see this connection, they see you as the opposite of what they have experienced in the past, where they don't feel this need to stay shut off anymore. They don't feel this need to pretend to be something they're not, or act in a way that isn't in alignment with themselves in order to kind of prevent abandonment from happening, things like that. They don't feel the need to go down those rabbit holes because they feel chosen, or like they know that this is actually love. This isn't codependency, like perhaps things from their past or things from your past. With under a spell, the phrase that keeps popping up is, it's a wish come true. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to this connection? Oh my gosh, connection. I'm connected to the multitudes and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. What advice is there? And we have friendliness. Whenever I smile, I make someone's day better. What a cool way to buy happiness for free. Today, I will remember what an awesome power I hold, and I'll take joy in improving lives simply by giving away grins like crazy. Note, in a pinch, money will also work. Obviously, take these how they resonate for you, first and foremost, but for me, like the key takeaway from these 2 cards is to turn toward this person if this is something that you are wanting to grow, to maintain an open heart, to continue doing what it is that you've been doing. If this has been a reading that resonates with you, that's what I mean. But obviously take them how they resonate for you first and foremost. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 4. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to read for you today. And I hope that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye.